Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator with HangarControl. And today we're going to talk about a new way to monitor your sim, to find your variables, to find those commands you've been looking for, to set up those displays, buttons, and everything in between, using a tool that is now fully functional within HangarControl and quite improved from the last time you saw it. Stick around. One app designed to do it all. HangarControl brings everything together: control bindings, hardware configuration, mod and profile management, application launching, add-ons, config files, and more, all managed from a single application. Mods Hanger goes beyond just mods and add-ons. It manages profiles, config files, text files, backups, snapshots, and helps keep your community folders clean and organized. Application Hanger launches your entire sim stack with a single click. Your Stream Decks are fully controlled through the HangarControl plugin, while all of your other Stream Deck plugins remain active and available. Built by a simmer for simmers, HangarControl adds new features and hardware support every week based on community feedback. It's a one-time purchase with lifetime updates, no subscriptions. You can try it for free for 5 days with no restrictions at overkillsimulations.com. Just create an account, head to your account page, download the latest version, and get started. And if you're looking for in-depth Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft tutorials, check out my Patreon site. Links to HangarControl and Patreon are down in the description below. All right, folks, so as always, we're going to start off with a quick recap. If you are interested in trying HangarControl out, 5 days free, unrestricted trial, including any updates that come along during that time frame, overkillsimulations.com. Create an account first, hit the login button, hit the red account button in the top right, hit the red download HangarControl button on that screen, and start your HangarControl journey. All right, so now let's talk about what we're here to talk about today, and that is the Sim Monitor. We've had a lot of problems. I'm not going to beat that around the bush with the Sim Monitor in HangarControl since its launch. It's just I've struggled with it and struggled with it and struggled with it and finally got it decently working. But then the next thing that we crashed and ran into was it had a tendency to crash the service. I finally got tired of fighting with it, guys, and I have rebuilt Sim Monitor from the ground up. Now, from your side, the important things to know is really all you're getting is newly created functionality, better functionality, and separate functionality, meaning that no matter what Sim Monitor does, it should never impact HangarControl, and here's why. Initially, Sim Monitor was a part of HangarControl. Now it is only launched by HangarControl, but it is actually its own application now wrapped up into HangarControl. So what does that mean? That means that when you hit this button, it's launching its own executable. It's creating its own connection to SimConnect and to Microsoft Flight Simulator, meaning that even if it crashes, it won't impact HangarControl at all. You also get quite a bit more functionality out of it and a bit more performance out of Sim Monitor because it's using its own threading. Now, some caveats to that, and this goes with any kind of Sim Monitor. It's important before we get into it to understand how Sim Monitor works. It is constantly pulling SimConnect. It is constantly looking for different variables. It is constantly looking for different updates. So the point to simply understand, to wrap that up shortly, is that you may see some performance drop depending on your hardware. You may see anywhere from 50 to 150 megabyte increase in RAM usage. You may see some slight CPU usage increase, but that's going to be the case with any kind of sim monitoring service because of how much it is pulling at once. But all in all, as you guys are about to see, it's going to be a much better situation. So the cool part is, first off, now the service does not need to be running in order to use the Sim Monitor. So let's go ahead and start there. We're going to fire it up. It will take sometimes a bit longer. That was actually really fast, but sometimes it may take a few seconds longer in order to launch, again, because it's launching a separate executable, which then has to process and start, right? So first thing that you want to do is you just want to hit connect. You should see the connected line here show up. That indicates that we're live and ready to roll. Now, check this out. This is so much better. Boom, off she goes. So much faster, so much better. And you can already see changes starting to happen, right? So now we can even go to changed only, and you can see so much more starting to happen now. This is significantly better than what we were in before. If you want, you can take a whole bunch of things here, like if we click in the box, there we go, and let's say we wanted to grab all of those, we can remove the selected lines. Okay, so if you wanted to filter out maybe a bunch of garbage or things that you didn't want, If you want, you can either click in the search bar or just go Control F for find. And let's say we wanted to search for avionics. There, remember I removed a whole bunch of them. So there are some avionics that are now available. And again, it's only showing changed. Take the changed off only, and now you got everything else that we were looking for from before. One of the other really cool things is you can also switch to just LVARs if we want to do LVARs. So let's do this. Let's actually clear all changes, and let's do this and sort just by the LVARs. If you wanted to just sort by LVARs. Now, right now, we've got every LVAR that's currently loaded inside the sim. You can see here we have loaded, it's showing 576 of 2,253. Okay, so as we continue to scroll down, we have all the LVARs that it currently picked up. These are all the variables. 576 are the LVARs that it picked. Sorry, just caught myself misspeaking. That's why I paused. I'm like, did I just say what I think I did? And I did. You can change your batch sizes. You can increase how quickly it pulls or decrease how quickly it pulls. This is real handy if you're not looking for something that's changing on the rapid. You would want to slow this down. If you're looking for something that is changing very rapidly, you would want to speed it up. Next thing I want to show you guys is if you're interested in B events. Let's say you're trying to find a specific B event. Like remember the avionics switch when we were trying to find that? You can do load B Vars, and if we typed avionics, there they are right there. It now automatically pulls B events from the sim as well. You can even clear out the filter, and there's all the current B events that it's currently being able to track. These are being pulled live from the simulator. These are not a list that we have. This is everything that's currently being pulled right now from the sim. So we have quite a bit of enhanced functionality. The next thing that I'm going to be adding is B event monitoring, meaning that, actually changing the state. Right now, that is not implemented. That's going to require quite a bit more work. But this was something that I felt was still extremely handy in its current state. The unknown, we're going to address that as well. That's because it's newly discovered, but that's because, as you can see, it doesn't have a category. Where here you see airliner, you can see handling, right? The other ones have a prefix where these unknowns do not. So these are things that I'm still working on, but I feel like we can absolutely, take advantage of this as it is right now. If we wanted to go to, for example, back to SimVars again, and maybe we wanted to look for heading. Okay, maybe you're trying to find something with the heading indicator, like right there. Let's go ahead and let me bring some power onto the aircraft for a second. And let's say we're trying to find what our heading bug is. Oh, I need to move that off. And if we take our heading bug, there it is right there. And so keep in mind it's showing 2-1. And now maybe we just wanted to watch this. We're curious. Is this the one? Is this the one that I'm wanting to watch? So we want to watch only that one. And then if we take our heading bug and turn it again, you can see now it even tells you its previous value was 21 or 21 degrees. Now it's 3-2. Okay, so these are just some of the big, and you can clear the changes. That way, if you want it to track a new value or start from a different point, you can. And again, if you want to bring everything back, you simply can hit load, take your filter out, and all types, and hit, that's why we're on watched only. There we go. So I've done my best to try to stay ahead of everything that I can. If you guys follow this line here, it's usually an item that has changed, is what the red dots indicate, a changed item. So that will also help you try to find something if you're looking for something that's changing. But I just thought this was a pretty cool start here, and I hope that you guys agree. I hope that you find this useful. And as always, folks, stay safe and healthy, and I shall see you in the next one. And again, this will be available in the next release, which will be later tonight. So possibly by the time you're watching this video, the next release may be available. So as always, if you guys are interested in trying it out, overkillsimulations.com.